scarier than I thought it was going to be positive. And then shoved the other one right up me and clenched. A little ASMR first, obviously. I did get a journal for my journal. Hi, and welcome to TBR Take Down. I'm going to try and read 5 books off of my physical TBR that have been on my physical TBR for at least a year, or like at least since 2025. And there's a lot of them. Do you want to know how many there are? Approximately this many, which is approximately too many. So we are going to pull from Jar Judy and try and get about 5 books read this week. I think that sounds doable as long as we don't pull a big old chunker, which is a total possibility. And I would really, really appreciate if we could pull something that is immediately available on Libby as an audiobook, because I have been reading a lot physically or on my Kobo, and I would like an audiobook because I've been also trying to hike more. But that's neither here nor there, so let's pick a book. A little ASMR first, obviously. I'm not even going to try and do any kind of genre because the colors should mean a genre. This is in theory horror, but I've been proven wrong before. Do you ever wonder if you can actually write in the English language, or if that is just like not a skill that you possess anymore? You tell me what that says. By me. The Devil by something. Devil by Name is a book. Oh, okay. So this is a book too, which I didn't know when I put it in the TBR jar. So we're going to have to pick something else. Sorry. I'll get to it eventually. Second time's a charm. Ooh, I don't know what that color means. Hold on. This is our paper. I'm just cleaning up super quickly. Okay. Boom. What's it say? A Kiss of Iron. Did we get another book box book? Am I going to have to read another romantasy? A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager is a cutthroat game of court life. Masters manipulate pawns and you never know which one you are. One thing is certain, there's no space on the board for love. Wow. A penniless noblewoman, Kat is on the verge of losing everything when she's offered a well-paid job that could be her salvation or her ruin. Drawn into courts of deadly intrigue, she's given a single task: spy on the powerful Fey Lord known as the Night Queen's shadow. Bastian Marwood is handsome, ruthless, and cunning, but can't decide if he's a threat to her kingdom or just her heart. To uncover the truth, she must play a dangerous game of desire and deceit, pushing him to reveal his secrets while protecting her own. But Bastian's shadows have a hold on her, one she isn't sure she wants to escape. Let's try and find it and hope it's not at the bottom of the special editions pile. Good morning. We are in Hood River because I drove here before worked for the half day that I had, and then we're going to do the Fruit Loop. I was also going to paddleboard, but I forgot my paddleboard because I brought it in because I was cleaning up my car a little bit and I forgot to bring it back into my car, which is tragic, and I'm not paying to rent a paddleboard when I have a paddleboard. I just refuse. But we are on the Fruit Loop, which is like a loop of farms and fruit stands, and I need to buy some fruit. I know the diarrhea parasite is going around right now, but I saw a dietitian or something, or like a foodborne illness person explain how you can like blanch fruit and it still pretty much keeps the texture and you can eat it, especially for things like peaches, which is peach season, and I'm going to try to do it with cherries too. And I also want to make muffins, blueberry muffins. And if I'm baking the muffins, then the diarrhea parasite dies. So no diarrhea parasite for me. Also, I'm going to get to a book update at some point, I promise. But if you watched my last vlog, you know that I bought a traveler's notebook, and now I'm trying to integrate myself into the traveler's system, but due to the leather shortage that exists, I guess, my local stationery store doesn't have traveler's notebook covers, but the one here did, and they had one left in blue, which is the one that I wanted, and I think she's so beautiful, and I can't wait to buy charms for her. I have been prowling eBay to look for charms. It's just hard to know if they're drop shipping or if it's genuinely worth the $30. So I think I'm going to start out with some cheaper charms that I like from Michael's or something. and move up from there. And I got a bunch of other stuff, but maybe we can do a little haul later. I also stopped at my first fruit stand and got some cider. This is going in the back, so no one thinks I'm drunk. Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager, which I realize is also going to count for her gid because I decided I'm doing her gid this year, which is the hardest reading challenge you ever do. I can link it in the description of this video. I haven't made like a TBR video for it yet, but I think I will once I get everything aligned, but it counts for one of the prompts, at least one of the prompts. And it's like a very typical romantasy. We are following Emma, something like that. I think it's a very similar first name to the last like romantasy that I read that Jar Judy picked. But she is poor, is trying to keep her estate. She's married and has like a shitty gambling husband that can't pay back his debts. So he's selling the estate unless she can pay it back his gambling debt. And so she's at this court. I can't remember even why they're there, but there's like a bunch of women there and they're just all kind of hanging out. It's like the queen's shadow that she like has stolen from pre-going there to try and pay back the debts. And he realizes it's her. And initially when she's there, she's like, wow, he's so dumb. He doesn't realize he's not reacting at all. She's playing checkers when everyone else is playing chess. She's actually kind of frustrating, but also it's fun. Like, I'm having a good time. It's fun. And he has a nipple piercing, which is really working for me. His pet name for her, pet names make me want to like rip off my skin and douse it in bleach before I put my skin back on. I hate pet names, and I really don't like the pet name that is existing in this book. I think he's calling her his little ember, and he wants to turn her into a flame or something. Gag me with a spoon. I can't do it. But other than that part, I'm really enjoying it. Like, there's been like voyeurism that's been happening. I really like their relationship. He's like very masculine man, but not too overbearing with her, so I can tolerate it. And I'm mostly listening to it on audio because otherwise I don't know that I would get through it. And I already picked the next book that is happening in this video, and I want to read that with my eyeballs, so these might be happening in tandem. You'll see them separated, but for me, they're going to probably happen at the same time. But I am actually really liking it so far, and I may continue with this. I already put the book 2 on hold at my library, because like I don't think that I want to buy it. If they did like a full special edition of this set, I genuinely don't need that, but I might want to know what happens. And I can listen to it while I go around to all these cute little fruit stands. I already hit my first one, and the fruit looks kind of sad. But I know that there's a couple better fruit stands on the way, and possibly ice cream. And it's craft night tonight at Midsummer Media, so I'm going to be there. And I'm going to try show you Mount Hood at some point, but right now you can't see it. But you can see Mount Adams. I'm going to be real, that's not as good as Mount Hood, but she's cute. All right, let's do a little Fruit Loop situation, and then I'll give you another reading update. It's literal days later now, and I have yet to give you an update for A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager. I'll know when an author tells and doesn't show. Hold your hand through it. Well, Claire Sager held my hand and then shoved the other one right up me and clenched with how much she told me and didn't show me. I really genuinely believe that she thinks all readers are stupid. Otherwise, I don't know why she would explain so much. Or it really felt like our main FMC was so stupid, she felt the need to explain these things. So dumb. Incredibly dumb. And also just like such a bad person. This was not a good book. This was really, really not a good book. However, I enjoyed like the spice part of it, and the MMC was so much better written than the FMC. Like, it was kind of giving hating women a little bit. This was also not as fleshed out as I think that it could have been, even with how long it was. And we got kind of a couple repeat scenes back to back, like hurt comfort scenes, like back to back. Just switching who was hurt and who was comforting, which felt really unnecessary to me and didn't really like further the plot or further develop any of the characters. I don't think that this was a good book. I think that this was actively a bad book. That being said, the fact that he had a nipple piercing, it was so hot. I will be continuing this series, but probably on audiobook. I think I'll be getting rid of this and just like listening to them through the library because my library has them. So this is definitely not a recommendation. Also, I don't know if I ever gave you like a update on the Fruit Loop or anything like that, because I think that was when I was listening to this. I went to a friendship bracelet making thing at a bookstore, and that just, it was so fun, but then that was like kind of the end of my day. I also went to this thrift store slash smoke shop slash body piercing place. It was wild, and I can't wait to go back, because I also went to the Oregon's oldest bookstore. That was really cool. I did end up buying a book. I bought The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee, because I haven't bought that one yet, and I am probably going to like it. The Fruit Loop, I did get some fruit, but I mostly got like preserved stuff, just with like the whole dookie parasite going around. I do think I'm safe. There's really not been any cases in Oregon yet, and I went to a bunch of small farms, so I think I'm okay. And I did get a couple peaches because it is peach season now, and some Rainier cherries because I haven't gotten any yet, and that's like my favorite fruit. I love a Rainier cherry. And then as far as the friendship bracelet making, I got really frustrated with like a more complex thing, so I just did like the basic bitch one, and then I turned it into a keychain because it was taking too long. I have some beads, I have a little braid, and then it says cannibalism with a little heart. And I think that perfectly describes me. And am I mad at that I read this? No, because now it's getting off my shelves, which is great. But it also, I wouldn't necessarily say was a win. I'm giving it 3 stars. But it's fine. Everything is fine. You're getting these updates in order, but I'm filming some stuff out of order. It's 100 degrees in Portland right now. That's far too hot for Portland, especially since we don't have air conditioning. I'm dying a little bit. Not even low-key, high-key dying. I shall persevere, and I will get to my next book, because one thing that I can do when it's really, really hot is read. I have picked a lot of books off of the top and off of the bottom, spilled everywhere, but now it's time to pick from the middle. This is the one. Little Rot by Koike Emezi. I'm so excited for this one. Okay, so I have started Little Rot by Koike Emezi, and I'm really liking it so far. From what I knew about this before, it was a really dark thriller. It wasn't a horror book. There's not really a fantastical element to this, and pretty much everything that can go wrong will go wrong for these characters. That was my conception of this book, and we are following a few different people so far. One weekend, the elite underbelly of a Nigerian city, a tangled web of sex and lies and corruption that leaves no one unscathed. Okay, Emma and Kalu are 2 people that we're following, and they have just split up. She is on a plane to go somewhere else, and he is in this city just, like, trying to, like, kind of figure it out. But she ends up not actually leaving. So they're still in the same city, but he doesn't know that. And she goes out with her friend, and they, like, kind of hook up, and he is just kind of at, like, this seedy place with one of his really good friends. This is also a lot gayer than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I thought a Koike Emezi book wasn't going to be gay. That was actually my bad, but it's gayer than I thought it was going to be positive. Like, I'm liking that. And we're also following a couple sex workers, Ola and Soraya, and they're just visiting, but one of them ends up meeting an older rich man, and Kalu's friend is Ahmed, and he like does these sex parties basically, and that's kind of where I'm at. They're all just like kind of getting started into getting into trouble, and I love Koike Emezi's writing. It's so good. I'm really, really enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to finish it. It's reading really quickly. Like, it's not a very long book, so it's just really great. Oh, so we found my new favorite thriller. Okay. Perfect. This was so good. I was tense the whole time. I had no idea what was going to happen. No one was making good choices. Everyone was like making the worst possible choices, but in like the most like entertaining, I guess, way possible. This was so good. When people ask me what my favorite thriller is, not that I've ever been asked that question before, this is going to be my answer. This was immaculate. It was so dark. It was really bleak, and it was so good. I feel like Koike Emezi is such a chameleon for genre. They can write literally anything. And I am so excited for their fantasy coming out next year. I still need to read their romantasy. I know that's gotten mixed reviews, but I think that I'm going to eat it up. I know they wrote like a contemporary romance, I think. I guess I need to read that too. I guess they just write everything perfectly, and I need that. in my life. So Akwaeke Emezi is definitely an author that I'm going to read everything from their backlist. This was so good, and I would definitely recommend it even if you don't typically like a thriller or like a contemporary book. My main genres are horror, fantasy, sci-fi. It's not usually this, but I liked Freshwater so much that I picked this up, and it's become highly recommended to me. So glad I did. So glad I listened to the hype around this one. It is absolutely worth it, and this was so good. What a good TBR jar pick. Finally, Jar Judy has blessed me. All right, I was thinking about shaking this up. However, it's so full, I literally don't think that'll do anything. It just kind of jiggles. And if I mix it up, everything will just come out. So we're stuck again. I'll just try and like mix it up while I'm in here. It's like I'm the immersion blender and Jar Judy is soup. Okay. Actually, do you just want to watch them all fall out? Okay. Perhaps this one. Name of the Wind. This is annoying because I was planning on reading this next month, but I guess we're reading it this month, and it's fine. And I just have to be okay with the series never, ever, ever ending. So let's get to reading this absolute brick. I have an update on this, and that's kind of it. We are going to try some coffee shops today because they have this like coffee pass for July, and July is almost over and I haven't used it. So I want to at least get my money's worth so I'm not wasting money on the coffee pass. And I'm 300 pages, so almost halfway into The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I am annoyed. I didn't know, like, I knew that it's not finished. That part I knew. But I didn't know, like, all of the misogyny issues, especially with book 2. Apparently the plot of book 2 is just, because this is, like, the tale of someone's life, and he's recounting it in a bar. And apparently book 2 is just about him, the point in time where he just like loses his virginity, and it's just like the wet dream of a 14-year-old, which is really disappointing because so far this book is really, really good. It's a little bit like, oh, a man definitely wrote this for sure, 100%, absolutely, but not in a way where I wanted to put down the book. Also, it's reminding me a lot of The Will of the Many in that the main character is like so overpowered and confident and cocky, and just like most things go his way. He did get taken down a peg for following him through his childhood where he was part of like this circus troupe, and then there was like this massacre of his parents and like everyone in the troupe, so he kind of has to figure it out on his own for a few years. And then at 15 he decides to go to university, and he has to do through this like entrance thing, and then he gets whipped because he gets in trouble, and then he gets kicked out of the library, which is like the big reason that he wanted to be there. So now that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm excited to see where it goes. It's definitely not my favorite, but also the story itself is so engaging, and there's parts that were so heartbreaking. But now that as he's like getting older and can be interested in women, I think that it's going to be more annoying for me. It just is. So that's fine. But we're gonna go paddleboarding, we're gonna go to some coffee shops, and I'm going to try to get through more of this because I also have the audiobook, which I think has really been helping me just fly through it. But I have been eyeball reading this a lot of it too, just mostly only listening when I'm like driving or like literally can't look at it. Yeah, I'm on chapter 44, The Burning Glass. Oh, I have something to show you too. I purchased something. I purchased jeans from American Eagle because they're making us go back in office in December, which I'm not excited about. If you really care about jeans, I can try those on, but I got something more exciting. Hold on to your butts. So this isn't the exciting thing, but I did get a journal for my journal because I thought it was funny. I got by a TikTok ad. It's whatever. And then, look at him. He's so cute. He's a warmie, which means I think you can like nuke him in the microwave and it'll be a heating pad. But I don't know if I can put him in the microwave because he's too cute. Also, I feel like he's mostly plastic, and I don't know, I feel like you're not supposed to put plastic in the microwave. How does this work? Yeah, you can warm him in the microwave. He's a clown, and he's Snoopy. They had a bunch of Halloween Snoopies. Look at him. Okay. I am obsessed with him, and I love him. So, that's great for me, but let's go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly can you tell that I'm sunburnt? Because I'm pretty sunburnt. I keep forgetting to put my car sunscreen back in my car, and I don't want to keep buying sunscreen. And those are kind of just like the only two options other than getting burnt. I'm going to try and remember to do that before I leave the house again. I also opened up my Halloween IKEA order, which is what that's for. And one of the things that I was really excited about is broken. It was like a bat cookie jar, which is devastating to me personally. I'll get to a reading update in a second. I have to talk about my IKEA order, though. It's like all I can think about right now. And I got a bunch of like flickering candles that are battery operated to put on my bookshelves, because obviously we don't want real candles on bookshelves, and I just got a bunch of different sizes, so hopefully I can like mix and match them. That's the thought. And then I got this little set I think is also going to go on the bookshelf, and it's just little guys, little Halloween guys. This was one of the patterns for IKEA this year, I think, and I think the ghost is so cute. And then the cat, obviously love the cat. And then I think I want to make little Halloween bags for my friends this year. And there's little paper bags in these two designs. And I got tea towels for like the bar on your oven. My oven, actually. And that's kind of all I got, because unfortunately the big cookie jar is broken. Oh, and I got like an IKEA bag that it has spider print on it, but I'm utilizing it right now elsewhere. So unfortunately for me, having the context of The Name of the Wind being super misogynistic, I am seeing that super in this writing in a way I don't think that I probably would have otherwise. So that's really annoying. But I'm still really liking it. Like, the two things are true. Also, it's just reminding me so much of Viz from The Will of the Many. And obviously this book came first, but I really see, like, just how overpowered he is, and like how well he does, and how he like gets what he wants, even though it's like not necessarily like the right thing. Right now he's still banned from the library. That was like something that happened to him very early on in the book, and he's trying to get into the library. The person that is controlling the library, one of all the professors, was like, I just need to see patience from you and you can come back in. And it's like he's doing the exact opposite, and it's so frustrating. He's also like 16, so like I understand that this is how a 16-year-old would act. Like, even though he is like super intelligent, he is also impulsive like a 16-year-old. So that's frustrating. And we keep getting, because he's telling this from the future, like where he is now, and so we keep getting these interludes of when he like has to stop telling the story because he gets so overwhelmed. And it's all very dramatic and fun, and I'm still really liking it, but I really don't think I'm going to continue after book one, because it is going to, I just can tell how misogynistic it's going to be. It's frustrating because I'm liking it. I'm like 2/3 of the way done with it now, so I'll probably just not update you unless something huge happens until the end. Do you want to see what I got from the Bagoo store? Soup is inspecting it currently. He probably doesn't want to get super close to me because he can smell the aloe vera that I've smeared on myself. But two things. First, I purchased a big bowler bag from Bagoo in like their new fall print because I wanted it so bad. I kept thinking about this print specifically. I was going to get the loaf bag, but I'm just not a small bag girl. I just never will be. I just need to haul shit around. So this is like a step down from a tote bag, but not super much. Like, I could put a huge hardcover book in here. And then I got the orange Bagoo charm, which is so overpriced, by the way. I can't believe how much I paid for this. But I wanted something that would hold my earbuds, because I don't have AirPods. I have whatever these are. They're Beats, because they actually stay in my ears and they actually noise cancel. I've tried AirPods before and they don't work for me at all, but I really, really like these ones. And they don't really make cases for them because they're not nearly as popular as AirPods, but they fit in this little orange thing. I was really hoping they would, because otherwise I probably would have returned the charm, because it would have been a waste of money. I was between this and the penguin, but honestly, the pocket for the penguin Bagoo bag charm is much smaller. This was a good choice for me. I'm gonna try and make this like my everyday bag, and I need to I have pouches. I just need to figure that out, because I feel like I'm always wishing I had like X, Y, and Z, so I want to try and figure that out for myself. Also, maybe do some like beads or a chain or something. I think that's so cute. Been really into the thought of like starting to craft with beads, but it's just like another thing that I would have to find storage for. But have you seen like the plants that are beads? I've been rambling so long. Okay. Let me try. I don't know if I'll finish The Name of the Wind tonight, but if not, I'll update you tomorrow morning. Probably either way, I'll update you tomorrow morning, because like I need to shower and not have the Willamette on me anymore, to be quite honest, because the Willamette is gross. Okay, bye. Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor, and this series is still a YA, like, paranormal romance situation, and it's definitely coming back to me. I don't think that I needed to reread book 1 or anything. And this was first published in 2012, so it feels of its time, and I'm surprised that I never read it. You know, like, I was the right age for this in 2012, but I'm still liking it as an adult. It's very dramatic, but in a fun way, and kind of not really like anything that I read during that time. I think that it's particularly well done, and we are following Karou, and she is this chimera, but she didn't know she was a chimera when she was living in the human world in book 1, and now she knows this, and she was in a thing, like a romantic relationship with this angel, but like she didn't know that he was an angel, she didn't know she was a chimera, and they're at war, obviously, and now she is like the person that her mentor was. Her mentor died in book 1. This is an over 10-year-old series, and I'm talking about book 2. I'm really sorry if this is spoilers. You can skip this book part if you're concerned about it. So she has to like take on basically resurrecting, like creating bodies for these souls that they've died, but the souls are captured so that they can be put into new bodies, and that's her job. And she has to work for this army, and this guy is like very awful to her, and she doesn't really want to be doing this, and she had to say goodbye to her human friends, but her human friends are on their way to find her. I don't know what they're going to be able to do because they're humans. They really don't know much about this, but they're on their way to her. And we also get perspectives from her like angel man person, and he's also fighting in this war, and he really doesn't want to be, and he's trying to kind of figure out a way out of this. They are the main characters of their stories, but not the most powerful people by any means on their respective sides, and I'm just really liking it so far. It's like very dramatic. It has me rolling my eyes occasionally, but also it's like very, very enjoyable. So I think this is going pretty well, and it's reading really fast. It looks chunky, but it's really doesn't feel that way. It's going quite quickly because I think it is YA, is why it's going quickly. And yeah, it's just going really well. I have to do some editing today. I'm hoping to, you'll probably have seen it at this point, but get my August TBR up, and I want to do a little Halloween hunting today. So those are kind of my objectives, and hopefully finish up this book. I started it yesterday, and I'm just hoping to finish it up today so that I can start on another vlog, because this is the last book of the vlog, and it's going pretty well. So let's go do those things. Okay, great news. I've gotten my video up. You've probably already seen it. I did finish Days of Blood and Starlight, so you'll be getting my review of that, and I got a few things at HomeGoods. I've been seeing so many like AI things though between HomeGoods and Michael's that I really just don't, it's like not as fun Halloween hunting anymore, which is really such a bummer. I think I'm going to try more for, there's a couple neighborhood garage sales that are still happening in the Portland area, so I think I want to try that, and thrift stores. So that's kind of, I think, going to be my future for Halloween hunting. And I think that there's a couple like makers markets that are fall themed that come up more closer to actual fall. Most people don't start in July, which is so fair. And even August is early for some people, but not me. But this is what I got. So these are little light up ghosts, and I think they're gonna go really good. I have a bunch of white candles on my bookshelf now that I just got, and I think these are gonna be a really good addition. I'm really excited about these. Also, I think that they know that people like the Halloween stuff now, because I feel like things have gotten more expensive. I think these garlands in specific, it's like, wow, these are kind of expensive. So I got this one. I think this is all going on my bookshelf. So I got this one, which is cute, and then I got these, which I think are really cute. This vintage pumpkin style I'm really about, and like there's also the vintage cat style that I think I would like to get more into. These are really cute. I got 2 of those because they had them. The girl that was stocking stuff said they really got cleared out because I went on Sunday, but they said they were getting things Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this week, so I'm hopefully going to be able to make it today, just take a little peek, as long as everything's not cleared out, because people are like buying things and reselling it from HomeGoods. I think people need to relax. And then Days of Blood and Starlight, I ended up really liking this one. This one got a lot darker than I thought it was going to. I wasn't expecting an essay scene in a YA book, but it did happen. Not like, I don't want to say successfully, that's not the right word. She got out of it, but still traumatic. And we got a little who did this to you scene kind of, but not really. She is, the person that tried to essay her was like the big bad boss of all of these people on her side of the war, Karou's side, and she has now finagled it so that she's in control. There was one part where I was like, oh my god, she didn't actually kill him, but she did. And now I need to find book 3. I think the book 3 on Pango shouldn't be too bad, even in these older covers. For some reason, they're not checking up the prices, which I really appreciate. And then we also get some of, what's his name? The Angels scenes. And he suffered a pretty big loss and goes to Karoo for help, but she can't help him. She thinks about not helping him, and then she decides to. And then because of their failures, realize they couldn't, and they end up still on opposite sides. So I think book 3, they're going to reconcile and be in love. That's what I'm expecting from a YA fantasy book. But if they end up on opposite sides, as long as she ends up on top, I'll be happy. That's just how I feel. But this was a really easy read. It was really quick, and it was a lot more in depth than I thought it was going to be. There was a lot more substance to it than I was expecting, and I really, really liked this one. And I will probably be continuing the series. And that's the last book for TBR Take Down. We're 5 books down. I don't want to talk about how many books I got while I was filming this. I don't know if we actually went down any books, but 5 books down from what I was before. So we'll take it. And let me know how many books you have on your TBR to make myself feel better. And leave me either a blood or a starlight emoji, I guess. Just say you're here if you just want to do that. And I will see you in the next one. I have some like a very exciting series idea for August. So I will see you in August. Bye.